Today we are going to talk about a tree. Okay, every week we have something to talk. So today we'll talk about the tree.
The voice is low.
Now you can hear?
Yes, auntie.
Okay.
Yes, auntie. Yes, auntie. Yes, auntie.
Okay.
Yes, auntie.
Once look, can you see a big farm? There's a farmer. Can you see a farmer? He's standing in the
Yes.
back side. Look here. He's having a big barn with lot of animals, and we have a chicken, and we're standing on top of the cow. Can you see? There's a big barn. There's a fence, and there's a house at the back. His house. So we have a lot of things as farmer. The farmer is having a big farm, and with a lot of things in his farm. Okay. So one day, this farm, so many things happened. The rain came and the fence broke and the barn, there were holes on the barn. So he told one carpenter, can you see a carpenter who's standing in the front here with the tools? Okay, he told this carpenter, come and fix my barn, my fence, everything. You come and fix, please today, because tomorrow the animals will get wet. And so you have to come today and fix everything and then only go. So the farmer agreed. And the next day he was coming on his way to the farm. Okay, so on this way, the first thing when he was driving on his way, what happened? The car which he was driving, it got breakdown. Can you see? The engine started steaming and all the smoke started coming. And then what happened? Everything became a problem. The moment he started coming again, then he has to fix it. By the time he fixed it, it became 1 hour delay, and he was standing on the road and he was waiting for someone to come like that so many times. He was getting so angry, frustrated, because first day he was going to get some money by working and all, so he was so excited to go. But morning itself, what happened when he was on the road? What happened? Uh, the car, it got breakdown, and he wasted 1 hour on the road, and like that, like he fixed everything and he came to the farm. And after he came to the farm, suddenly he discovered that he didn't bring half of his tools also. He left half of his tools at the house. So then he got more angry now. Look, he forgot how he took only few tools and he couldn't do many work. Maybe 1 or 2 things he fixed, and then he wasted the whole time because he couldn't do the work because he forgot the tools in the house. Only a few tools only he brought. And then afterwards he thought, okay, let's do some other thing. And then he went to the tree, thought he will cut some trees over there, which was disturbing the farm. So he went there and he took the saw. And when he was going to start the saw, again, the saw also was not working. He tried, he started pulling and pulling and pulling, and then the saw also started, grrr, grrr, only a sound was coming and nothing. It was not at all working. So now he got so angry now that from the morning itself, the whole day was very bad because first he was a little angry, then he became very frustrated. Everything became whatever he wanted. In the morning he said, okay, today I'm going to do so many things, this thing he had in mind. Nothing happened. Everything, whatever he wanted to do, became worse. So now that day became from bad, it became to worse. So now the farmer, he thought, okay, he will drop this carpenter because already he was in a bad mood. He didn't want to drive home. So he thought, because his car also was full, engine was gone. So what he thought, he will drive this carpenter back home. So the farmer took the car and he thought he will drive this carpenter back home. So when he was driving, the carpenter was very quiet because he was very angry today, no? Because so many bad things happened today. So he was very upset and he was very quiet in his car, not doing anything and not talking also. The carpenter was looking at him, and because he understood what all bad things happened today, so he also kept quiet. So they went to the house. As he went to the house, this is the carpenter's house. Okay, as this carpenter went to his beautiful house, he can see there's a big tree on top of, in front of the house. Can you see a big tree on front of his house? A beautiful tree. And what happened is this carpenter asked the farmer, come inside my house. I want to see my family. We'll meet, we'll have dinner, and then you can go back. Then the farmer said, no, already you are in a bad mood. I don't want to create more problems and all. You go inside, you take fresh, you go and sit. But no, he said, come inside. And before this farmer was, then the farmer agreed. The carpenter and the farmer was going inside. What he saw, this big tree. What the carpenter did, he went and touched at the bottom of the big tree, and then he made a big relief over here, and then he went inside bent down and touched the, after touching the tree, he just left everything what is inside, all the frustration and anger like this, and then he went inside the house. Okay, as he went inside the house, you can see the lot of change on him. Suddenly that angry face, the frustrated face, everything went, and he was a smiling guy. He went, and then all the smile, the joy entered his heart. He went and hugged his wife and his children. He was so happy. He ate the food. He was talking very nicely. Everything he did. And the farmer was surprised. This much time, this guy was so angry, and he was so frustrated. He was so mad. And now look at him. He was so different fellow. What happened to him? After eating anything, these people came outside the door, and then afterwards, what he said, he asked the farmer, "What happened? Why? What did you do with the tree? I saw you going and touching on the base of the tree. What you did?" Then he said, the carpenter said that every day when I come, every day there are a lot of troubles in my life, right? From morning till night, there'll be something will be going on in my life. What will I do? I just come here. I will just keep all my troubles under this tree, and then only I will go inside my house. I don't want to take these troubles inside my house and then shout at my wife and shout at my children. I don't want to do all that. I just leave everything under this tree, and tomorrow morning when I go back to office, I'll again take all these things and go back again. But the funny part is, whenever I take this, next morning when I come to take the troubles that I left under the tree, I find that most of my troubles are gone. It is not there. When I come in to pick, half of my troubles won't be there. So like that, I keep everything under the tree, and then only I go. So same way, every day we also think, like every day morning, when from morning till night, right? We have lot of problems in our life, right? Many things happen in our life, but we always think, oh, I wish there was a tree where I can drop my problems, my everything under a tree, right? But Jesus said, remember, where you can do? On the cross, right? Jesus said there was a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter, right? What he did, he came and he died on the cross for us. And then what he said, come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, I will give you rest. So we have a Jesus whom you can give all our problems, all our worries at his feet, so that we have a peaceful heart, right? So same way, when every day, if you think, maybe one day you're going to telling, Mama, today we have exam, we have to go to school fast, and we all get inside the car, and suddenly you see the traffic jam, then you'll be late to school, you cannot write your exams. Sometimes when you go to the shop to buy the shop, this thing packet, you'll be catching 2 packets, and all the things in the packet will fall because the packet is broken. Sometimes when you go to cycle, what happened? The tire is broken, and then you cannot do. Sometimes you go for a rainy season, you catch nicely dressed up, and you catch an umbrella and go, and there the umbrella is broken, and all the rain water will fall on you. Like there's so many things, right? Sometimes when you go to school, what happens? You take the water bottle, sometimes the water bottle will be leaking, and all your books will be full of water, right? When you come to open your books in the classroom. So same way, so that time you'll get so, what is this? You'll get so frustrated and so angry, right? So many things. Even those daddy and mummies who goes to work, they also get so frustrated in the morning when they go to do so many things in their, so many troubles in their life, right? So what they do is they come home, what they have to do? What we have to do, all this you have to give unto Jesus. Jesus will take care of all our problems, our troubles, our frustration, our anger. So how do you do it? Okay. So first you have to do is first count your blessings. Every day. So what you do, many times you think, oh, I have only problems in my life. You always think that, but what you do, first take a book. When you take a book, make 2 columns. Okay, make 2 columns and write blessings on one side and troubles on other side. Every day you try. Every day before going to sleep, you make 2 columns in a book. Take a rough book. Every day, write the day today and make 2 columns. Blessings on one side and troubles on one side. Write all the blessings that you had in today and all the troubles you had on the other side. Okay. So first, maybe when I wake up in the morning, first thing I see my parents. Oh, that's a big blessing, right? Many children who have lost their parents in the night. So I should write, my blessing is I have my parents with me. And you should say, next blessing is what? I have my house. Many earthquakes have come, many many distractions have come, and all the houses must have broken. Many children are out in the streets. So first blessing, and next blessing is I have a house to live. See, and then when the mama brings breakfast for you, I have a food to eat. Look, so like that, when you take when you start writing every blessing in your life, you can see the blessings are more than the troubles. When you write the troubles, what are you write? Eh? Today, mommy bet me. Today, one glass fell down from my hand and it broke. I got less mark in max. Okay, maybe 3 or 4, maybe maximum problems you'll have. Eh? And this side, when you write in the blessings, you can see there'll be at least 15 blessings will be there. At least. This side, maybe 3 or 4 problems will be there. So always you count your blessings and thank God for all the blessings that you have. Don't look at the problem side. Okay, there'll be 1 or 2 problems, 3 or 4 problems. Don't look on that side. See how much of blessings that you are enjoying and thank God for that. Okay, so never keep focusing on the problem. Oh, I have this problem, I have that problem. Never keep on focusing. See the other side. Whenever you want to whenever you're thinking about your problems, make a book and make 2 columns and start writing. Then you will understand how much blessing you are getting every day. Now, next thing is, second point is talk to God whenever you face. And last time also Auntie said, every time keep talking to God. You can understand, every time. Sometimes when Auntie goes to office, when Auntie has so many problems in the office, sometimes I come home and Auntie will be crying over here. I'll be thinking tomorrow what happens, and maybe that uncle will scold me, maybe some problems will come. I'll be sitting and crying and crying and crying. Then I'll pray to God and I will leave to God. But when I go home next day to office, I will understand that this nothing like that even happened. That I'm thinking, why did I even cry? I mean, why did I felt so sad? Why did I lost peace in my mind? Why I was so much frustrated and angry and thinking. But when I gave Jesus the whatever sadness I had, I told Jesus. And next day when I went to office, everything is cool. Nothing has haven't happened like that. Like that you can feel. So same way, whenever you have any problem, whenever you have any sadness, whenever your children, when you go to school, some children are making fun of you, teasing, when you have problems in your studies, everything, just tell Jesus and leave it to him. And then what happens? Next day, when you get up in the morning, just like that man who said, when he kept the problems at the feet of the tree, and when he went to the next day, he will see half of the problems are not even there. Next day, it was a different situation, different way you will see, okay? Then another one is when Auntie was small, people used to say, before you go to sleep, you tell everything to God. Okay, whatever you want, you tell to him. Anyway, God is not going to sleep. He's awake the whole night. He's awake. So you keep everything under his feet and then you go peacefully go to sleep. Because he's anyway awake. He will hear all whatever you had. He heard everything. Now he will do whatever miracles he has to do. All the things that he has promised, he will bless you with. So don't worry. He's already awake. He's not going to sleep. He's not a God who is sleeping. He's always awake. So what you do is, before you sleep, go to God, keep everything under his feet, and you sleep peacefully, and God will work on your behalf. Okay, remember that. So God is not going to sleep, and he's not going to say, okay, we all will go to sleep. No, he is working on your behalf. So always, before going to sleep, keep everything under his feet. Then you believe in these promises. Okay, and keep remembering the verses that you learned. So many times Auntie will tell you so many things, right? Many things, okay, like last week, how God is using you, how God loves you, everything. Auntie, all these Sunday school days, we have been learning everything. So whenever something comes in your mind, remember the things which Auntie taught you. Remember the things, the verses that we learned. Keep remembering in your minds. When we are studying in college and all, we used to learn that if you after studying, if you are studying one question today, okay, if you have a very difficult question, if you are studying today for your exam, just remember in your night the same question and keep repeating in your night. When you're before sleeping in your bed, repeating that answer in your mind, you'll remember. And the next morning when you're going to write the exam, you'll remember that question which you learned very nicely. And that is what we used, when we were in school, people used to tell. So in the night, just remember the question which was very difficult. Keep remembering in your mind in the night. Then next morning, you will write the answer very beautifully without making any mistake. Same way, this whatever verses that you learned, whatever things that Auntie did, keep remembering. Any things come in your mind, keep remembering. Oh, Auntie said like this. Oh, Auntie said. Remember that last time Auntie said that, okay, when we think bad about ourselves, Satan is bringing that thoughts, right? So whenever some things happen, keep on remembering these things, points which Auntie taught us, so that we will remember, so that we will be more stronger. Okay, we'll remember whatever God wants us to remember. And lastly, trust God that He will take care of all our needs. Okay, if you don't trust Him, then He cannot do anything, right? So trust that God can do many miracles in your life. Okay,
Indeed.
so understood the story?
Oh, yes.
Who's talking? Tabitha? So understood the story. So whenever you want anything, when many troubles, many things will come in your life, first make a book and of blessings and troubles in your life, understand and thank God for all the blessings that you have received. Don't remember one or two problems that you have. Don't keep on focusing on that problems. There will be problems. Jesus never said there won't be problems. There will be problems. But thank for all the blessings. Second, talk to God, whatever sadness you have, tell him everything. He is ready to, even a small simple thing also you tell him. He's ready to hear. And before going to sleep, tell him, because he's always awake and he's there working on your behalf. And then remember whatever you learned, all the verses, keep reminding in your mind. Not only now, when you grow big also, when you go to college, when you go to work, everywhere, remember these things and remember that God will always take care of you. Okay? So next week's memory verse is Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 to 7. For small children, only 6. And those who want to study can learn both verses 6 to 7. So do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, what? Through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. That is for small children. And for big also, for big children, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, what will that? Will guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. See, if you give everything to God, what will happen? You'll get peace in your heart. Okay? Every time Auntie always says, whenever you give something, God will give you peace in your heart. And also then you'll be wondering why you even got worried about such a thing. For so many days, we have been worrying and worrying. And then, after all this worry is finished, you'll think, hey, why did I worry so much? And why did I spend so much of my time worrying this? Why did I cry so much? Many times Auntie used to think, why did I do all these things? Eh? It just happened. God solved it so nicely and beautifully, and everything got solved. I don't know why I spend most of my life crying and crying and crying. Okay? So remember this in your life, that always present everything at God's feet, and He will work on your behalf. Understood the story? Cheryl, what you're doing there?